So, welcome, my dear ones. This is your first step in staying up, and I welcome you with my open heart. I'm here with a team of all of our therapists and everyone who wants to help your child gain quality and do well in life. We are a team who will stand by you and nurture your heart, health of your child, and the hopes you have come to us with. Having said this, Sphere stands for its motto, which is aiding care by compassion. So going back to the journey, why, how did this come into existence? So it was way back in 1996 where one of my friends told me, Dr. Snehal, my child is 8 months old. He has no tone and he is delayed. The pediatrician has asked me to see a developmental therapist. I was working in Vaidya full time. And this question of her coming to Vaidya was difficult because she stayed back at Chembur. And that's where she said, my dear friend, can you help me? So when your friend asks for help, you cannot deny it, right? And my mother's house was at Chembur, and that's how Sneh started, with a very basic need to help a friend. I had nothing to start with. We started with a small ball, which my daughter used to play with, and a mat which we used to use for sitting, the ordinary chatai as we call it. And then this child did well. He's around 1996. I think I met him last around 3 to 4 years back. He was working in a software company. He has done very well, and he had come to meet me here. So Sneh started with him. Thankfully, with him came in other hearts who wanted to heal. That was in Chembur. And then someone knocked my door at my house in Vashi. And seriously, I kept thinking, how would I ever help? But my zeal was to help families as much as I could. So I used to keep my self-interest aside. And even today, when I look at families, my urge to help them is more and more. So Sneh has this principle of abundance, of giving love, of cherishing the hope with which the parents come to us. So that's how the journey started, and it was my dream that I have a space which is nurtured by all the disciplines: occupational therapists, speech therapists, physiotherapists. We have multidisciplinary approaches, like we have connections, or we have expert neurophysicians to whom we can refer your child to. Whenever your child is in need of such a referral, we have orthopedic surgeons. We have everyone under the roof. So the umbrella of development encompasses a lot of steps. Therapy is one of the steps. Physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, then you have behavioral therapy, you have special education, you have things like aqua therapy, you have the robotic therapy. So when you're seeing the umbrella, the top is held, when we say it is development, and the spokes of the umbrella are all these therapies. But the rod of the umbrella is held by you as a parent. So I want you to hold this rod very firmly and give your child a safe space to walk with you, so that you can protect him, you can actually, I can say, nurture his potential. It is not about giving therapy. So parents come to me for activities, and I always tell them it is not about activities. It is about how you can nurture your child. It is put a seed into the mud, and you don't give activities. You nurture that seed into a growing plant. So your child is like that. The development of your child needs nurturing by you, your family members. We as therapists are external. Your child is with you, under your umbrella. The therapies, if you discontinue one of the therapy because you feel, imagine what happens to the umbrella. it doesn't open well, right? So that's exactly what happens to the development of your child when you stop therapy and say, oh, that's not required for the development. But if you want to cherish or you want to walk your child, nurturing the way, the road forward, and create that path for him where he really stands up in society and says, oh, I'm capable. So the other day I got a message from a parent who told me that I'm so thankful to your team, ma'am. My child used to come to you a decade back and he has now scored 99.2, and my heart really opened up and I had tears in my eyes. So every time someone does well and they share their journey with us, it is so meaningful. It is very meaningful because we are here to help your child be a very useful member of the society. That's the vision we carry. That's the vision what Sneh carries, that every child who comes to us becomes a useful member in some way, participates, has fun. So the 5 words which are described for cerebral palsy in the context of cerebral palsy family: fun, then we have friends, we have function, and we look at future. So these 5 words hold true when you look at this umbrella of development. So my dear parents, I welcome you to this journey. Your child may have some challenge, or your child may not have a challenge. You may want us to develop the potential a step further than what you see in your child.